You are very rooted in culture and your traditional. You need to be able to coordinate, not in now but together. So they are, if they are very complementary to each other, but what's in your hand, let's say potentials now. And it's in a Ashantifest about the media deliberately taking us sector by sector to be able to throw a very comprehensive picture on Ashanti region as a whole. Now, the media does not only serve as a fourth estate for us. Then you will say, media no a shaping narrative, a shaping direction of the people. And in the media, they can go full whether traditional or new media. So what it means is say, we would need the partnership of the media in shaping the narrative about the Ashanti. The entire region, especially when it comes to our culture and the tourism, and normally Numa or Oklahoma. The entire area normally pursue our own. Put the government on our toes, as we always do. However, I'm going to achieve fiber. I'm not going to waterfalls, no, no, once and who be my at the phone. What was to buy the car, Namakazo, so was there. When you go one was put on our who let you buy a dollar, but there will be our story comment for. Said the mayor asked me talk about the challenges to get government to solve those challenges. In narrative, say we have found no one will be our team actually say, I did come here from the so bad or one in the blue or then it breaks down and fulfills the person region as for the more as a over region more area will not expect the things and area watching or reading so watching. They are only on the media say. We want to partner with you in terms of shaping the narrative of our Ashanti region, especially to attract investors, to attract tourists, and to attract people to come in here in the Ashanti region and open business. The challenges will definitely be there. But as we come by the challenges, we will solve them. We may not be able to use a year or two or a day to solve all the challenges. But as we solve them, we still need to promote them region so we could be able to attract all these investments in the region. There's some more things we are expecting to say. One day I come on one day. They are talking with the mama. If you are for them, you are Ghana for them. We are also the city of Africa. Ashanti region. Obasua, the better of Felsua.
Minister, intensify Ashantifest.
In the Ashantifest there, the fucking pass will not be wrong. And say last year's March, you are organizing parades for any of the districts. I don't let this is in my mind. It decided to say the better clean up exercise Cassia or Alaba. And every year, I'm not going to buy an on school. Easter at home, usually. If you start now, they have nowhere to move to. If you are trying to say, "What you want? I'm not doing it." Go be here and do it. But who say 1 2 hours what million people? It was to me, while a footballer, only sir, I wish you would say, "When you now are something in how we now a home for so in parents." It's never the very can I want to share. Still using social media and engage the public to suggest what they feel or they think if you're one woman in Nigeria, about woman, almost at the same 24 different programs. The boy I know one month to us that the boy I said we identify the sector or industry players and handed over the programs to them to organize. In the fashion one, for instance, we were on a say as part of Ashantifest, the fashion and the fashion exhibition. I'm describing the first way. I'm going to no problem. Maybe they said, one day, the Amunia be a more and while fashion night when I said they are one of the fantastic organizations from the fashion industry since 2025. In fact, I must commend them because and carry and some from must say,
fashion industry. Or some more fashion designers in
and from there, I'm going to Ashanti Fashion Industry Network. I'm registered as an association. I'm a BA of the secretariat. This year, Omo ya na Ashanti Fashion Week. I omo 1 week that independent they are running their own show. Omo actually I organize seminars. I will be in at the town for on ground more masters work so that you will be able to benefit from your own so again. That is one benefit of whatever we had to initiate last year. Last year, we were with no one's assembly. I put my arm tired to the come. Easter, Jesus doesn't do us. Am I okay? Yes. I come back this over here. Everyone's assembly. They were able to put something together to promote, say, Ghana make me go back. They held a very big one in Kumasi and another one in Sudan. For the very first time, government make high budgets. We make it applications, then found revive the local movie industry in order that people to promote the local content. These are the things that central government knows that more become one, then they are also enthused to be able to help. Football, there was one match held last year between the North FC and Amoakohene and the Ashanti. Continue, our bad goal stadium last year. The body another recommendation said, then try here post football. And they started last October. They are going to accounts across all districts. Every December, and that district, they group you along into group stages 8. Or we are in 16 teams. 16 teams, they are never more knockout. I started last Saturday or Ashanti Park or at home. I can't run of things, I got a finance, and walk over warm, or actually, that's my brain. I go about break off. In the football sector, scouts, they are helping identify these talents. Yeah, look at them. Now we proceed to the national strike of your person here. Emma will say, I'm more careful. So these are all opportunities to develop those sectors. Music, the channel come in the Bible last day. There are upcoming artists more opportunity to perform at most of the programs, including a main artist program like Basho. This time you will say, beyond just what talent or they need to understand the business aspect of music. Tell me how much I need to be here for life. Overall, sure, now over 5%, normally 95% people who the reason for which and before the media summit, the year music summit. But if I would no matter time I check about the full how they would be able to explore the music industry and be able to build talents. Education, there may well be able to build the aircraft. If you come now, if you are trying to the science students, not a basket industry. I'll make my one woman because why you go to one level from about the ball. Last year, I remember Assembly Hall exhibition of fair. Ebi na akɔnya a wɔn ti kɔ a wɔn kɔ yɛ science is no ebi wɔ hɔ ebi ne Sandor Minister for Communication kɔ baako bi and all that. These are all opportunities yɛ bɛ sɛ yɛ de link SHS students no to our science and technology schools KNUST among other global campuses sɛ they are going to develop our talent. So always say that Ashantifest here now. Department by department, sector by sector, they are trying to connect all the dots. This year, they are expanding programs now. On 6th a year April, the Ashanti Trade Expo, just for 6 days. It's all forms of investments, building and construction, mining, road construction, fashion, BBI, boots, a year, Member Assembly Hall, Jubilee Park. No, I exhibiting that. While they are doing that, Member Assembly Hall, mobile seminars for actually how we produce for Ghana, now we saw export here, private and first for them. What would we have to be African market for? Who was all the export the country is for the home? Private and first for our business at home. What we have to know that when it's them, who was so invested back in the country, and now we saw we see that wow. Who was this kind of land will be good, which are the credible road estates companies that were central regional. You went to the on one dance they say, maybe I will be what they were doing. These are the kind of engagements I have. So that holistically, they look at the right attention to the region and the right investment. into the village. How is that Ashantifest now? The percent industries more only my media more only my. Say the mayor, how to wait for number now must go before you industry now only program I'm not the independent of the political class. Because media moment what yeah, politicians there. But now say, I'm not going to make a shuffle for support here. There was certain media industries that you should be able to own it and then continue it. Then they went to Abuja. The German one organizing, yeah, it's the bar, the team, the people. Then the mayor, and there's a big there is people that move for about it. If you want to know, actually, there, actually, I'm also too many say as a media group, tell your fashion for you. On this program, let's see how best we be able to mentor the up and coming ones. How best we be able to sustain this media service. Then they are media network massive. They don't even know that before we let you go beyond others.
1.7%. At this juncture, we are moving straight into our open forum segment. Now, open forum, the panelists for the around and maybe some panelists know our questions before Minister. You've been listening all this while. I'm sure say what church you're not a crowd. You begin to go and check but some idea. And I'm about to. And no one shall say, what question here? But 2 minutes in here.
Besha say na mabono abaso. We say ade ba ko a leadership mo jai cho no mo a e dey o ha ba e vacuum. Ebra eni ma ne course ne so man for tie wo sha say the one being can you susu e boso. Eti ready or the asem to the bia ne ma kwanya bi hu ne e boso na ya kase de asem no etie. Eti honorable, I think the presence of social media now very commendable. I mean, sure, and you also bringing number key. You have a lot of talent in the area of football. Okay, program young talent and then evidence of us. New to fashion in other sectors. It is our back in now as our fair. And that's why I did. The simple question you said, now Sundays, now my rundown of a year why you throughout the week. And as I said, the movie check, the news said, brand tea and the tea or that man over here. Most I see a shot here, Betty, your listeners say, not telling you, according to Reginald Mr. Yemen Boswell, that is last man says, I'm beating up a bigger Maradona.
Minister,
pay as you go. It's madam as said from 10 minutes down to me any live, especially for some crime. How another Masha, because of weekend programs, football and culture and it's not really a very no way. It's very difficult. So what I said to do is better than a monthly intervals. And this month, Nanga our girls, as the president of the state of the nation, which has been a talk of the conversation. If you say another died down the crowd, then I will be able to come up and then start that engagement. I've written 1 week, but you do everything. I will try and embrace it. Say that from time to time you will get to engage with the idea. However, almost every day we are the video also gets 1 year. It's who are every try and follow up on and updates on daily basis. But I'll try to say on a monthly basis. I will show you.
Mr. Donfe.
Thank you. Easy like the head we commend you for how far you've come as the original minister. But what is on my heart, I don't know whether you came up with the morning session, it's about the school and Kwanasu. The lot is talking about it, the fact that it's old and there's no progress. I just want to find, you are somebody who is very close to the creatives, who love the industry. Are you much concerned about the progress of that project?
What does the creative arts do? Your 50% completion, like 50%. Thankfully, you not get fund to come in and fund the rest or the remainder of the program. All right, project. All right, the tourism minister, together with the great fund, the calculation is 6. on budget allocation of money Yamaye. And here I hear that in table so I very meeting every every year or a home. And I was so celebrities getting on the channel. And I hear in the state really the power it will help to even train or it's top on our agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Donfair. No, Bianco.
Yes, I'm a bias. We normally back home a humble appeal to our president, John Romani Mahama. Papa, we a humble appeal. You check humble appeal. So, the original visa in F1, members are from
170. I come up and Rebecca said, oh,
members are from. If we say, it's a truffle, that we in Ubina. But Apenya say Emma Central Fosia Edwini in Ubina. Some regional minister Bibeba now recognizing the media. Say a kind of bone say in Ubina. This is the first time I am a regional minister. Sometimes between go order one prayer, but all over. Sometimes, or now it's just 1 year, but some kind of crap, objective year. The human now 1 year for 1 year in Ashanti region. Just said, okay, I ain't name said. In society, Ashanti region. In terms of information flow, according to I'm central for Indian information plan. The other thing you should say, that's the young man was senior high school young man. Timer. One can tell my say any say follow the social media. They won't know maybe air also. Said the bear who didn't control said the say it will feel. But at least say senior high school young man phone program now. Munyanum phone me afro. Immediately you say our market commercial home. It's here they say, you have accepted crown. I have asked them to be quiet, so we are going to Facebook, go to Instagram, go to YouTube. Now, go follow Ashanti regional visa. It can tie program, it tells you, say, now may actually appear or Ashanti Memo. Say, I bring a banner or go to for Yura. And Unyama or the back Ashanti region. Let's say, or you back. Maybe the American say, oh, vampire and camel. Now you're vampire and mano. Now, you don't know I'm ordaining Yansan in here. No far and Unyambra. The king said, see, the sound support by maybe 2028 graduate Bruno. Now you can Ashanti region. There were a lot of job opportunities. Now unemployment ever form. Now there were a lot of avenues who may and burden onto society. It's no minister. In the way this way. Yet here they said if you are a catcher. Here was here himself put here. Now, so you put him and you pass him. And he, I said, get young with what you would see. Men to some way. And when you move was, and the Bible tells you, you saw very successful. You said that you know, over my president to Ghana. Nemo, the second year Rakaya, what to be the Mina, now should ye be? I am Jay, Yamisha.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, since we'll go into the open forum questions time, just a few minutes. Minister has to leave for another engagement. It's a all question now. We can start now. Say we need you but your strange questions, what are Roma? Your first five.
Honorable.
It's you.
Four of us. Question is simple. Also, Ashanti speed round names the contracts. Yeah, I thought too much. The big say mention hospital say a busy road. Speed round pronounce the cameraman. I said, "What that is for the road is second year." So I don't go dancing to estate dance. Then hospital filling station. If you order that, why you two and then
Come here.
another one will hold you. A man driving and get comfortable. Your movie say urban rules was one for
That's it. But for Mamifa, we can say as much as possible, when your questions not any related to and then common. There are so many other platforms that need to be minister or he episode of these questions. Let's let it stick to the conversation. Yes, boss.
Yes, the question is out. Yeah. Topic I can discuss here. Said one that came out was about.
But your project Kakrama
was about the credibility.
Credibility. Yes.
Space. I want to find out from them. We know with the traditional media we have. The DJ, we have NLC, and other bodies that regulates the traditional media.
Okay.
Would they advocate for a body that will also advocate for our new media so that we also have
Okay, thank you so much. Let's do the next question. Mr. Donfel will take that answer for us.
Seven penny for so we kind of report and how we even. It's media for you or what he said and what he can. Sassan, a kawasu. And I will be proud of the ball pass a year. Let's say I will show once. If you say I want to go here and come and move through, it would be not in the bottom air. I will come somewhere anymore. What kind of? Obi oho bigger stroke. Obi oho the big people stroke. No any all because assembly and department and no pray. Obi oho cry watching him where you so I know Sunday no can you walk and student is that. Say man so chamber a baby has said that faith and penny for no more at the patch. Yes, say Auntie Bisa. Is a penny for the baby and to one and sign rule. Yes.
Hi, thank you so much. MC, there we go.
Okay, so I have a couple of questions, but let me narrow it down to three. First one, you were talking about code of ethics. I have a code of ethics. Traditional media, in the new media, there is nothing like code of ethics because most people have excelled by virtue of them knowing how to edit and how to take good videos as very good angles. I've gone through school, a student code of ethics too. I tell you, blogging is not my style. I don't want to be in the new media. But here is the case that we'll be on fast, on your camera chapana, or video chat. So no way true more. I excel into a friend code of ethics. Some perform is there BB, is there a rule that governs them, is there BB and the best you said I was saying liaising with traditional media and document and say I was saying new media and easy with traditional media. But there are times I use the traditional media or making news from new media. Now on what kata or logos na and that's so it has happened so many times. And there are times where I get so disappointed that but here is the case where the traditional media what can we do to curb some of these things? And those one goes to the original minister. Say, excelling in media, in music, I just want to Accra. Recently, we send a portfolio, or Facebook say, they own to Accra, but that has been the reality. If you really want to excel in media or music, then you have to be in Accra. Then I commend you for programs like Ashantifest and my opportunity. But no disrespect to the new media, but now we can attest to the fact that if you really want to excel, you have to be in Accra. Because we have no big names to say Zion, we have no big names to say free Kumasi. I agree with you, but the boss Zion will be any. Me, I'm very active on social media, but I don't know about you. It's in Pacho, yes, so it's in the apostle in that regard.
All right, thank you. Next question. Shiny uncle. Okay, uncle.
Pastor, it is.
Pastor, for my people on my.
Okay, the next one can say, we see media. No, on there, on the news, our very objective, like the percent or anything.
Okay. Last question and then we'll take answers. Yes, my guy.
Okay. The question of former minister.
Okay.
First and foremost, we need to commend him for this marvelous initiative, Ashantifest. But my issue has to do with unemployment. Maybe whether such opportunity could be used to let the youth learn some basic skills with regards to whether it is IT or some basic vocational skills. So that at the end of the day, I want to because they say when you give someone a fish, you feed him for just a day. And once you teach him how to fish, you have fed him for a lifetime. Thank you very much.
All right.
My question is, last year, multimedia institutes of Ghana were celebrating our SLC week. I due to that, we want to explore in some of the media houses. I think we wrote about 5 letters to some of the media houses. None of them accept our letters. Though we do follow up, but they say no. This year on the Sea Branch, the same thing happened. We wrote letters to 4 media houses, and none of them give us the chance to come and explore their media house. So I want to ask the president of the Ghana Journalism Association to plead on our behalf.
Okay, but on that one, even before the president of GGA comes in, I have personally written to your school, me. I delivered the letter to your school myself, asking for you guys to come over and understand. So I haven't heard from your school. What I think you can also do is for you to check from school management. I wrote the letter myself because it's something we do. In our office, we allow for a lot of opportunities for people to come. I delivered the letter myself. So much as we find the ways to shift the blame, let's also find if our house is in order. But I mean, to cut it short, we are available. Anytime you want to do any internship, let me know. We'll allow you to come and do at EIP. Okay? All right. Thank you. Now let's do the answering. Let's do the answering. Honorable Ebony Power, Abasiama, Kofi Shasiasa. Kofi Diano was regulators, code of ethics. Can you now move now your call?
Okay, so to add to what Nana said, I think anytime you want to engage, it's not just a matter of writing a letter. You have to be strategic in whatever you are doing as students. I think this one is not coming from the school itself, but the school must also be strategic. As I sit here, I don't know if you've been able to count the number of media institutions in the Ashanti region alone. Apart from KNUST, KSTU, the privately owned media organizations in the Ashanti region are overwhelmed. Apart from that, we receive intention letters from Uniman, from Cape Coast University, University of Cape Coast, all over the country. People are coming with intention letters. So the school must be strategic in having a sort of partnership with some media houses that at any point in time when you want to have your students attached or have any engagement, you have an easy going way. If you don't have that partnership, it becomes very, very difficult, especially and never mind find not letter. Already you're not gonna have full. Media houses never anything get it. 7 years so proud you're swine. So when you come at that time, you're fairly bad 10 like that, and if I plan so sometimes it's not intentional, it's the way you approach. So ask your media operators to be strategic in how they also engage the media houses. The issue about the ethical values, I think it's an evolving thing. Unfortunately or fortunately, anybody, everybody can call him or himself a journalist in Ghana. We can all, as we are all here, we can call ourselves journalists, and nothing will happen to us. Unlike doc's profession, medical, or the legal profession. So even the code of ethics, the so-called traditional media houses are not all of them are really upholding the ethics. So it's something that the National Media Commission needs to be doing, especially with the new media. How do we rope them in to be a bit more professional in the activities they do? What the GJA at our own level we started doing is to see how we can bring all our new brothers on board of what we do as an association. So in Ashanti region, for instance, I've reached out to some of the lead bloggers in quotes to see how we can work together and uphold the ethical values for the collective development of our people. Like I said, it's about intent of what you want to do when you pick your phone. If your goal is to help develop the region, then subject yourself to the ethical values. It's for your own good, because that is what builds your credibility, the trust that you have to be sustainable. I hope I've answered.
Okay, so then Minister will take tackling unemployment in the creative space, and then why must creatives only flow in Accra?
Okay, but last one, the unprofessional, yes. It happens some of the time, the other way around. I think at any point in time, if somebody picks your content, uses it without the right attribution or credit, call the person out. It's highly unprofessional. Plagiarism is one of the ethical values that we have all. It shouldn't be encouraged. What does it really hurt if you say that I picked this content from this media organization or this media space? We should all be able to, because people get to know anyway, if you blur or try to block the original content owner, the consumer most of the time will get to know that, oh, I didn't come ahead or that. Let's be professional. It doesn't hurt. I saw it in your state because you have a bigger platform. But at least give me the due credit. It doesn't hurt. But call them out if they act unprofessional. Thank you.
All right, in all fairness, let's be quiet, please. We are wrapping up.
Okay, but that's it. Speed round. The educator said, never go out and share as an usually finding the day speed that of the family. You hear accident rates also, and pedestrians of travel and all that. Oh yeah, I must study road last week was 16 they were planning. The road now which is also another and in these areas close the highway. I was saying two speed rounds. There was some vantage point in this number one issue has to come. That one has to do with road safety education comes to the drivers. If you also an area in the security zone. Security zones, you know, will be quite one year. There must go to the agenda fees out of the say now is a share security zone. And in those areas, we expect to overcome beyond a certain limit. So we have this year, before so when I'm getting to the we have a trial actual. These are the things we consider. However, in terms of the Diana, it slow down a lot of traffic movement. But yes, what they won't have about good pushing and say what this speed for now would do, then Babylon has a lot of compare with us, unemployment and skill training. It's they can say fashion for instance, they've come together before the Ashanti Fashion Industry Network. They train and on and Yamapam on more advancing in the fashion industry and all that. And last year, during the fashion night, the CEO for National Entrepreneurship and Innovative Program, NDI, I can say, the CEO committed to helping and support them to be able to train them for free. Together with NYA, we 50 from each constituency in the region. And we need 10 masters from each constituency in the region. I'm a youth minister, and a show in our cultural center, and a global show of Moses of one training woman, Baba Foka, World of Foka. Last month, the more industrial machines are ever go on, or more, or so set on business and container and do it in a sign. And I was just last month. I had 50 years masters with the more be self check. So these are all avenues of training. By July, I will say a new recruitment of Amoakohene and human. So this should alert you, say, be on the lookout, so that when it gets there, you will be able to also enroll. So it's something we are doing, but again, as you have mentioned, it means that we need to deepen that even further. The last has to do with why there was a movie called Grasana or Mahati. Yes, in some circumstances, that is how we are prepared to do. And political issues, economic issues, that's the reason. I said the country head office here was Ashanti, and investors and business partners. About tourism, whatever. We are back of the spring, also called head office, and sign on what to be authority to do or to execute. If you have programs, this I can never able to be able to cover most of the programs and all that. Majority of them are going to say the Lord. They tend to help as a country. They say, look, we say the rich are decentralizing. Said that some of the head offices in Accra region, it needs to be moved from Accra to other regions. So that will be back, that's what it said. And tourism industry, another tourism sector, what by also Ashanti. And agric sector, agric industry, Ashanti. And we will have said that they need to open up country, that in regards to opportunities to make decentralized successful. Politically, the entire successive governments are trials of the head of the studio by Ashanti in the USA. Bringing the political landscape, I say. And the party here, the land goes through the plan. Say, would you have gone and say, well, we are now occupying that crisis? But I'm sure saying the politics mainly a democracy. So I fear no politicians to say, what do we have of the city passing now by the side, one we are not occupying that problems. I'm sure say ask the democracy and say we know the free politicians know. I'm here to say what do I buy the party back regional the who is there by the party. Then the democracy that's what about and press down. And that's all the democracy and the so those are the key issues that demand Accra for access to a lot more opportunities than any democracy. The second one you said, or Kumasi for instance. Getting access to the right networks and having an opportunity to even meet each other as we have met today in time personally difficult. You need to know gradually and intentionally, the trials eventually sector by sector across all the relevant attention to the Ashanti region. Then you don't need to move to Accra to meet the sports minister. Over there last year, tourism minister, ministers who do not recently, over Ashanti region, any other region. Once money actually had buying for the industry players and initial region. I've heard say empty and empty ground now when I couldn't be back. Yet never buy Ashanti region up one. But now, how much I say, I couldn't go back to Friday. They didn't say yes, and never be upset for a chicken. But when I started saying, I started young, then can you move no beer say, you didn't hear I can't walk with the still really. Once you decide to say, and I receive from the other side, I'm sure everything will fall in this rightful place, and we will be able to provide that opportunity for you over here. Lastly, we can ask about credibility on the media. It's therefore but I'm going to have background. The thesis, the way I can be a master of business administration, the thesis on the role of social media influencers in consumer purchase decisions. And see, the Korea influencer, they are quite of us who are followers. I got talk Slim TV. Oh, man, the book crash as no matter. Then the will be to me say, oh, and I must subscribe to this. Then people I found subscribe to say. Credibility is one thing now. Analyzing most of the respondents they look at. And look where you or channel about your idea channel about the idea followers. They will have no credibility for commitment for you. Or more adequate flows. If you also in specialized areas. Maybe for health home, for education, or for mining home, those areas want a bit of a knowledge about it. But on the platforms, we are doctors, real experts, we are engineers, now engage you one. And one of our followers feel say, anytime they tune into the channel and I say they come on the platform, it's not about what I know jack of all trades, and I will go out of the value know to them. But you're able to engage people. It's the authenticity and one key thing that followers also look at. And the answer in media houses, yes, you can be credible, but you are not coming authentic because you have not gotten the expert's opinion on those matters. So try as much as possible so that you can be credible, you can be authentic, not as so and because followers think of what a tuning to station, they will always feel comfortable doing so.
Thank you so much.
Okay, yeah. I think seminar Bakubusa neutrality, any objectivity. I say the concept of being neutral is World War II as for the buy, Can we have a bit of silence? Right. A true one now, yes, to probably apostle. You will send for cry and you will call World War II. And simply by 80. One now we would show, we would send trade man, say, who influence as a media, the other can let me and grow up. And you would get over the woman that kind of a then go be a neutrality, a part of the literature. Some trade man shall say, say, would get who will and no, I was supposed to say, yeah, you bet you be yet also based on the environment and the culture. So, for example, Okwa will say that you are one say, how are you? You will be food. Or back as a wood at them. And they were not dancing, I was how are you? Some of them. What you say? You will be or wow, to me, and then you look nice. I will tell you, or back to say sexual harassment. And then Ghana had a virgin now to prison. So the point is that Ghana is a developing country. and developing country no dodoɔ naa gye nsɛmtwerɛfoɔ yi sɛ dodoɔ naa gye nsɛmtwerɛfoɔ yi a you cannot say menam ɛkwan a ɛnyɛ so na meyɛ nutrient ne nka bi because yɛyɛ development afi na yɛnyi nti no ɛnyɛ biribiara na abɛtumi aka sɛ medeɛ memfa ho meyɛ agya mewɔ mma metɔn nneɔma nti sɛ mekɔ na petrol bɔɔden a ne megyina hɔ mɛka sɛ hey na momfrɛ me na memfrɛ me hɔ a mogye sɛ petrol bɔ ayɛ de ɛnyɛ adwuma saa ɛfiri sɛ woyɛ ɔman a wotɔ petrol na yɛ Ghana ni no you have to be at the side of the people. The moment over the side of the people no ɛkyerɛ sɛ wone ɔman no mpanyinfoɔ ɛne governor so na enya eti ɛhwɛ ni sɛ ne nea ni o ebi nkɔmɔ pasɛ ɛbɛn adwuma a na ɔyɛ biribi a na saa deɛ no wanyɛ na yɛ nyinaa yɛ bɛwu a ne nneɛma no anaa dɛbi eti yɛka objective bi a objective ni ne sɛ wobɛtumi a ɛne nyinaa yɛ to aba o wobɛtumi a yɛ nsɛntwerɛfoɔ mi yɛ NDC MPP but sɛ wokɔgyina sɛ woyɛ nsɛntwerɛni a wosɔprɛse saa deɛ no na woadeliver deɛ bɛma ɔman no ho atɔ no wokɔte deɛ meka na se enti wobɛhu sɛ duru baabi a NDC foɔ wobɛhu sɛ bɛduru baabi no na wone nsɛntwerɛfoɔ anya wone bi eti a ebisɛ bi a new senator bɛte so na nakɔda akɔ sɛ na dumsɔn no ɛte sɛ dumsɔn no ɛɛkɔ sɛ ɛbi a pressure ne ba a renya minister bi ho ama no but ebi a na ka so san sɛ ofi deɛ bi mu nanso ɛyɛ yɛ adwuma a ɛwɔ sɛ yɛ yi eti yɛteɛ ne sɛ ka nokorɛ no ka deɛ ɛteɛ no fa wo biases ɛto baabi so fa sɛ woto aba deɛ wowɔ deɛ wopɛ no nanso adwuma no ho deɛ na woyɛ esi ameka sɛ the regional minister ɔyɛ dɔkota sɛ biribi si na ɛwɔ sɛ ɔkɔ hospital na ɔkɔyɛ adwuma a yɛwɔ information bi wɔ hɔ koraa na sɛ wɔyere kɔ a ɔnka nkyerɛ wo ɛfiri sɛ saa berɛ no ɛwɔ sɛ ɔyɛ ne dwuma professionally opie ba a yɛwɔ nkɔmmɔ a bɛtumi yɛ nti deɛ meka ne sɛ woyɛ neutral ɛwɔ Ghana ha ɛnneɛma bebree wɔ hɔ abɛmia wɔ no ama no akɔ deɛ ho pɛ sɛ atikadie bi kɔ so ɔsɛ bi yɛ neutral nsuo yɛnyɛ nsuo ɔsɛ bi yɛ neutral trɔtrɔfoɔ yɛ short ɔsɛ bi yɛ neutral do you think sɛ saa neutrality bɛtumi abɔ ɔman nti yɛtɛ ne sɛ in developing countries no try to be objective so that you can speak for the people and not be a PR for the person suppressing you. It means that you are not a good advocate. We are nsɛmtwerɛni ɛna sɛminye ɔyɛ development journalist and your man ɛkɔ soɔ no focus on climate ne na asefo ɔyɛ mmoa adwuma nti ɔyɛ multimedia erastus ɔyɛ galamsey hu adwuma a ogu so ɔyɛ obiara wɔ ne advocacy ɔyɛ sɛ yɛanyɛ saa ne ɛsɛ yɛ neutral na biribi kɔ ne yɛ yɛ ano a there is danger ahead nti mesrɛ men try to so be neutral ɔbɛyɛ nyaatwo na emu fa kɔpɛ ne yɛ adwuma ɛne nyafopɔn bɛsi ada adwuma no so yɛnya so fa so.
Thank you so much. Nana Kokoto. Maybe a small appeal in a way. DJ President, we are not going to watch your Sierra. A regular minister, or high media schools with the Roman Tabi. There's most of the times they are being sidelined and that is in the Boswa. In fact, the key is that don't fail by back around the various schools who do commercial, which is very commendable with the boss. Namisha. Now, I think I'll come on say, yeah, that's how we are mpanyinfo a ɛdi kan wɔ media industry no ma wɔn ayɛ den mene apanya asɔre bi akokɔ baabi workshop ɔno kɔ ne dɛ na asɛ ɔka kyerɛ me na asɛ me perspective ɛwɔ nneɛma bebree ho nti mehu ne sɛ sɛ yɛnya akɔnya basket ne Mr. Black ne mpanyinfo bebree wɔ ha no na ɔmo mɛntɔ adesuafoɔ ne ɛba no a ɛbɛboa paa the Ashantifest is a year one day for media schools be a competition. Mr. Lofet and your very now what can do me and Mr. Much as so we take it up. Media schools, and money on the talent schools.
Anisha. Thank you so much. So we'll do the last set of questions. 5 more people, and then we'll wrap it all up. I see Justice. Next person, please come close. Any Three reps from the senior high schools. 3. Anybody from KG? Anybody from the blue and white? Which school is this? TechSec, right? Which school? KSTS, okay. KNUST. I said, well, first, I actually meant that, but I got it wrong. So KNUST, please give us 1 person. And then the last school, 1 person from the last school, so it balances. Twice, right? Yeah, it was. Okay, fine, thank you. Let's go.
I am a bit worried about the conversation we are having today as far as media competitions concerning Ghana.
Come here. Let's close the door, please.
Everybody in the media, we kind of believe that they are journalists. And that is the biggest problem we have in this country. Journalists, some are well trained. There are people who are in the media and they are not trained journalists. You see, somebody is a DJ, he's just a music player. Yet this person says, I am a journalist. There are people reading news. They are not journalists, they are just readers. And they say they are journalists. So, when it comes to being ethical, they do not have that training. They have also not made any attempt to learn from the job. I write, people take my scripts, they read it, and sometimes I sit down and I ask myself, this is the story that I want. Is that what this person is doing? Now let me share an example. In Malaysia, there was a time they made an allegation that the king traveled and he has sold the goods that he took away. Traditionally, when the king is speaking and he's angry and he calls for the sword, it is either to pronounce curse or proclaim his innocence. I wrote the headline, Angry Ashanti threatening curse. A big media platform like P7 picked the story for one morning. Hey, Ashanti, you know, to vote the wolf. Also, go the other assignment. This is somebody who is a journalist who has picked the story, and that's how he raised it. I received a number of calls from prominent chiefs. I was someone to come to me. I went there and they asked, are you the one who sent the two person to go there? I said, no, I didn't send anything. They said, we called P7 and they said, you know the story. That was okay, let's do it. We know the story. It's okay. He said, this is the story I want. One point in the list was the one because but if you read what you want, that is not what you see. You see where the problem is. These are the things that we are talking about. And so I think that this conversation is very important. But we should also target the news readers. Some of them are UNRWA announcers. Yes, they are very good. They speak the tree very well. So a general manager will see this person. I know we are all one thing, and I know one thing. You're not even using the pick them. The person is enjoying the media stuff, but they are not learning ethics. And so you be talking about all these things that media money here, this is how we are, but that is not what we are. So please, let's target those people and also give them training. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Your friend don't but I'm not going to as I said, who can't say now who bought some application yeah, sorry, I'll wait their platform for a second say credible. And now I'm person cap. Maybe not as a area research.
Alright.
No, maybe no question suggestion. I said they were suggesting a baby, which my minister was here. We say a baby, never will be a help us within our minds. Our especially there is this event where my meet the press out here in India. Most of the ministers, yeah, that can be said, help us for what. But most of the time, can nice about majority of them the issue the same suggested to the regional minister said, would it be possible to make India a government sector ministers or other part of no have and of course one. And secondly, before that, the ministers basically are starting with the MNPCs. Maybe occasionally no I invite you or no matter people. I think there is a program.
Okay. Next person, please.
But I saw about the question it wasn't about attachment and media talk and the media.
Okay.
And to the question, now the personal of the no has when our story here post to social media. I don't want young from and I want to know that as they upcoming journalists now, they make me up a story every social media because they will program host morning show. I it's story as now media also do my post on page I'm not saying the brain or station but they try finding other information that verify post in the morning. The inquiries are about yes, sir, the news every social media about hours online.
All right. Next person, please.
Please, my question is, during our SL or in our SLC, we are not inviting artists to our school. And our patron told us that those that have talent within the students of the school will display their talents. And we will be the ones to invite, let's say, media people and then take a video of it and put it on the media. I want to ask that can the regional minister or can the police help us get access to, let's say, Angel FM and the other media? That would be very easy for those that have talent to explore.
Thank you. Intelligent question.
Good afternoon. My question is in two folds. The first one is about headlines. We're here where we saw headlines on the media saying that our president, the former president, said that nobody would go into teaching with the aim of being a billionaire. And I think most of us misconcept what he said based on the headlines we have. We having the president in our midst. I want to know, is there any measures we could put in place? Because some of the stories we see have the accurate information, but the headline is deceptive. Somebody will just give a headline to attract people. What is the best way when it comes to these things? Even though the information there probably might be correct, but what are we doing about these headlines people have been giving, which is misconception? And the next one is, when we are having the music service, Mother spoke about the fact that our artists are overpriced when they want to book them to schools to perform. And I feel like one aspect where artists can make money is through publishing. And we all know there is a problem when it comes to music in Ghana, when it comes to our publishing deal with Gamble. And one of the avenues growing up, I knew that we're paying artists to get money was through this streaming platforms where we have this radio station, we have these TV stations, playing content of these artists and giving something back to the royalty collecting agency, which is Gamble. Now there is a gap. We are using music as a content to get these audience. And there is a problem where artists are complaining they are not getting the due royalties they are supposed to get. As media people and our president being present, what are we doing to help these creatives to be able to recruit more from the publishing deals we, the media people, have been using, to help them also reduce prices, which only affects the secondary school people? Thank you.
Thank you. The last but one.
system but say your book is a new other especially other it's an issue we are serious but especially Ashanti radio your book is a training just one day I won't say you're brushing out you're brushing out wait then the council of state about Minister is the same one. The bedroom, a regional office, there's a minister or two. So that's very hectic. And if you do more, those are up to now. You do more. Two, minister by they can perform, living on the religion. But Mr. Kobe, police bloggers and the traditional media also know. If you are issue then just now because fall into our pain. It's how a minister will have plenty and then that's what we are.
All right, thank you. Microphone up.
Please, my question is, we the youth of ours, we find very interesting and media. There is this person who comes out with any information. They can be preaching because it's about a minister or something like that, which puts fear in that. So as the minister is saying, we have to say something about it, which will put the fear from us, then we find the interest in the media.
Okay, thank you. And the last one, okay, thank you so much. So we'll start with Mr. Donford. Once again, Kofi will start for us. Come here, we are wrapping up.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll be very brief with most of the answers so we can leave early. I'll start with the last one on the assault. I think DJ is the only association that does not discriminate when there is an assault on journalists, especially knowing that majority of practitioners in the region are not even members of the association. As the man just spoke, he's not being paid force. I can be very sure of that. He's not being paid force to become a member. And I want to use this opportunity to encourage us. It is an association. The bigger we are, the more formidable we are in terms of our voices in fighting for our own people. So let's do that. But at any point in time when a journalist is assaulted, I think that happened when I was yet to assume office. But I don't remember a case that has come to our attention that we've not reached out to support and do the reform. And I can always assure you that irrespective of being a member or not, when it comes to assault on journalists, a blogger, just recently during the Lumba case at one of the courts issues around the appeals courts, I had to stay there very late because I heard that a lady had been, she had not been charged then, but she had been put behind some room, more of kidnapped, because we were waiting for the judge to finish before they could pronounce anything on her. Eventually, she was not even a blogger as quoted, but I had to stay behind just for the fact that the person was tagged as a journalist. So we are always there for journalists, but make sure that you also become a member. It's very important. Sensationalism at no point in time should be encouraged. It's part of the ethics. We don't encourage sensationalism. But people try to be creative in the headline. Because, like I said, it's an economic environment that we all find ourselves. We want our stories to sell. So we want to be creative. But sometimes when we attempt to be creative, we become overly creative and become sensational. So over-sensationalization is not encouraged. But let's, as much as possible, be creative with our headline because we are telling stories. And stories must attract. If they will attract, it's through your headlines. So just a matter of being careful in the things we do. Anything you pick from the students, anything you pick from the social media platforms, so long as it's published, you can use it. But the advice is that you also need to verify whether it's authentic, whether the source is credible, and you can roll with it. But so long as the media house has published,
It's not every story that we publish that we will necessarily be talking about on our morning shows and other platforms. But so long as it's published, you can use it, but make sure you also credit the source, so that when somebody wants to also talk about credibility, they will know that you are not the original owner or original that came from a platform. And it's left. But I think that was a food for thought for our media owners when it comes to the issue of unprofessionalism in the way we live. The public really does not care whether you are a cleaner or you are a teacher or whatever in the media house. So long as you work in the media house, you're a journalist. It's both of us is a profession that can be able to identify the differences. But for the public, as some about since Central Florida, that is why one bad month can affect everything that we do. So be the blogger, traditional media, at any point in time, we should act professional so that our profession is not part of us. Thank you very much.
All right, so another gentleman. Okay, then Popoto.
Yeah, we are talking about credibility. So make sure if you have a story, credible. And sometimes I advise, say their story be bad. Go back to me and copy story. Now they are Google. Go search here. Go web here. Related story and similar stories. Published by the Ghana web or my journal language, so that you know exactly what the headline means. Because we are making the headlines. But if you want a story, you also have to verify from other sources so that it gives a certain credit to whatever you are talking about. Other than that, remember, like we said, you need identity. Ama, go too straighter, and my number be but unfortunately, that's how the world is going. There's always that challenge, but maybe one day we'll find a balance.
All right,
as a result, come on, regional minister, before regional minister, but the issue of school for now, per se, is a drop for Guawo. While governance and administration level here, regional minister became one. But my latest experience is that Ghana school paid for the crash of the baby here for. He was almost say a grandma kinds of a castle from him. Sometimes called Kenya, Ghana will give one. But if I promise no one say, one night a year could really say, for fire of Ghana a high guawo. And as long as you're about here, if you have to be for go by it, I'm not your story. I'm your personal journalist. I will give the school I will give it to me, my Posiamo. When I posted the idea, that 1 million views, and no be a camera said. It took some ministers go there to visit them. When we call Ghana for natural cooperation, but we China here in half a month. And I'm here when you're problem. I don't know that Omoko Singapore day no man for Marco. Till the camera said, the other can say, you don't know we need to be hard. When it's a drop on the fire of war, sometimes, and yes, all those more grammar. Marco can be teach more with this. Upia Manua, or time I reckon out of you, sir. Twice for Mugo, who call it the way. Schools and one they don't fucking answer. This media has no that report Africa, or can answer now. The answer is about a regional minister, one so when it's a drop from you president for your told me now. Who will you call? Now you're going to a bar, say I can answer the day. And I, but your master McCann, they say. The story you hear, you have found radio so. We said, say your story, no. See the story here, and how many the first 5 years from I the story in the radio so can. Go ahead and can radio, so just post on social media space, near pushing, sir. It's Sarah McCann, and which will be the penny and the science to be. Let us.
All right. Minister, the final one snack and the position for Come here, Mr. Minister, the Casa.
Okay, better was you from saying, with media here is interesting. I think one of the fears say, Omama some the talent. Things about the government is earlier. Omama is worried about what it is for, and they take a more than usually. So it's one of the things that. It is one of the things that we need to holistically look at. so that we don't unduly expose you, especially at the younger age, to some threats that come with both the new media and the traditional media. However, in a regulated manner, you can use your headmasters and headmistresses to reach out to the various media houses, or if you have to go through, that is okay. So that we know that the story that needs to be told is what is being told. Because you can just capture half full glass and tell a story of whether it is half empty or half full. It depends on whoever has the content. And then narrative will also run together and the fact. It's the idea I think it should be guided as well. Fear in the youth. You shall know the truth and the truth shall set you free. Once you are on the side of the truth, I don't think that as a young person, I was so much so the point is that whatever information you may have as a young person, as seniors or higher can verify. Once you verify and you know that it's the truth, don't be afraid about it. Again, if you are scared as a young person, that is why your teachers are there. Many of the times you run it by them. They will advise you. They are grown up enough. They've seen a lot of the scenarios, and they'll use the scenario to guide what to say and what not to say. So I think that use your teachers and your parents in these times when, especially you are having any form of fear. Council of States. I remember saying, Obia were affected. They are nearly empty on a home, including the other. 2 for people, Yano for 1 hour. Assembly members say affected, Yano for appendix food commission shares, the others will be able to manage the situation. Lydia Fua, I remember the Shiamo, our house. Among was a year, I already see, or more ever levels class. He said, Obi Kerchta, so Obi Kerchta, aha, Obi Kerchta, I do 1 year.
Minister, when you finish.
Sorry, forgive me. It's what you look how the first one, you look to me about my but I mean, regrettable, that confrontation was fruitless. And I must apologize for all that was done. You know, ahead of that elections, I was also having my best parent. So I couldn't follow through the first phase of that election. And even I was not that they were saying yes. So we have to take responsibility and make sure we get it right. And mobile attestia, the way of people assembly hall was fantastic and very beautiful. And I think that is the way Council of State. Lastly, bloggers. We use traditional media outlets a lot as well. And from time to time, we do invite them. I remember we've had sessions with the GTA president together with PTA members and all that. So it's not as though we use bloggers as against the traditional media houses. However, I'm sure there should be more room for improvement. Maybe I'm sure that's what you are driving at. Again, the bloggers, they are time they come uninvited. That is one thing. They are time they come in uninvited. Their business or their economy thrives on content. So anywhere they feel their content, you just go and meet them. Maybe I receive you because most of the phones may attend to you. But not here, we go through them and know them was. You get the point. So it's not usually always deliberate that invite them for programs and don't invite the traditional media houses. But most definitely we will improve on that moving forward. Accountability series. That was a fantastic one. The Minister for Information wrote to us that the information, communications at the presidency wrote to us that they initiated what they call the regional accountability series, where when they come into the region, it will be region specific and region focused, led by the regional ministers, supported by some of the directors at the national level and some of the sector ministers. It was marked for Ashanti region for 25th of February, but something came up which could not come up. Accra was supposed to be 18th February. We are here to receive another date in the communication policy because if we can Accra headquarters when we can join us so that most of the complex questions that will be solved, they won't be able to do so. And at the other example, so we will look at it and then you don't see it. One fantastic one at the other, and then the power side. I think that whilst I'm waiting for national, we can appreciate. To get the MMBCs to be talking about the local level development. Because clearly this time they are getting 80% of the Ashanti Common Fund directly to the national level. We have mapped them on the things to do, add new hospitals, chip compounds, health centers, classroom blocks, furnitures, number of boreholes they need to drill, and the 24-hour economic market they need to put up. Yes, our market need to go growth from home. Tomorrow we will go from the same time. The company will not say clearly the car. The 24-hour economic market. Yes, the very market for 4 days. That was my other process can push him. Here for me. I buy sick as I am also no. Come as no this can be but we go out the fry. Also can add for procurement. And that's how they do for ya because maybe they say or what we do over to be a these are the kind of things we are working at. So that we'll be able to get the right approvals. If they are to refinance this, we don't this kind of amount. So I think that there's a void in that regard. It's the organizing this from time to time. The game only media, whatever is happening within the metro. Whatever is happening, oxygen to and once you move the same, we are going to have what we have my at all. So I think that basically these are the few things that were directed at me. I'm sure this is my last remarks for you, so I want to use this opportunity to thank you all for making the first edition of the Ashanti Media Summit a great success. Put your hands together for yourself.
Put your hands together for ourselves.
That's a wonderful opportunity. What I'll ask is that among the panelists that are here, let's set up a small team that would review this. And even before next year, let's see what we can be doing as a media fraternity before the next Ashantifest. I have received and taken notice of the comments by the students with regards to activities within their schools. I think that if they're able to form a team from here, you mean the next engagement or session, we can be having it on their campus so that we can get majority of the students to even listen to us and benefit from such summits and such forum. So you have my 100% support. I did for the media because we are able that we also do for you. Thank you very much.
All right, so we are done. Thank you for doing the listening. At this juncture, all of us are going to rise. Not you, those on the panel are going to rise. The cameraman, you can do your shots as I hand over the microphone to the MC for afternoon. Cameraman, please do your shots quickly. Not for you all, just us on the panel, just us. Yeah. The minister will join us. We'll do that. Just a shot here. All seated. This one is very important. Thank you very much. I hand over to the MC now. Thank you.
Oh, let's give them a round of applause. Hey, please, this is for the panelists. If we have applauded the